Larry, Fort Worth Memories Museum and Groups, and YouTube at Fort Worth Memories. Scott got us reconnected, I think. But I hadn't got a notification yet, so now I did. There we are. So let me style the video. Today is Saturday, June the 7th. And we're in that 24-hour storm, whatever. June 24th, or June 7th. I'll like it. Tell everybody good morning. We're eating at Angelo's today. You want some good barbecue? So I'm going to share it to the internet and to memories, live videos, messages. Okay, here we go. Carolyn's in. Looks like it's me and you, Carolyn. Yeah, so there's rain of some form for the next 7 days, I think, unless they've changed it. Let me look and see. This weather's about to kill my detail business. Today there's no rain. Tomorrow, Sunday through next Friday, every day. 75% on Thursday, 75 on Wednesday, 65 on Tuesday, 70 on Monday. So, it won't be long before the rains will all be gone, I hope. We don't need any more rain. Y'all might, but I don't. Hold on, let me check something. Somebody's sending me a message here. Let me reply. Let me answer this lady. Okay, okay. Alright, I answered that. Lady was wanting to know about a part of history. If I can get back to the... Everybody must be sleeping in. Brittany's in. So, no rain today, but Rain tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So the $20 sale I had yesterday only on headlights, I'm going to continue that on because we can do the headlights in the rain. So I'll run it a few days next week just to keep something going. Sounds like it's thundering out there right now. Good morning, Brittany. So we're going to eat some good barbecue today at Angelo's. Besides that, I don't know of anything that's... Let me see what news break. Boy, that Trump and Elon Musk deal's kind of like a battle, isn't it? Oh yeah, they're having that runoff election in City Council District 6. That's today, and we'll know today, or this evening. They had a mass shooting over in Dallas. It's Biden only hand-signed one pardon. That's the one for his son, that scumbag. Besides that, I don't see anything. This Colin Kaepernick is still around. He's going to have his NFL comeback. Hell, he's going to have that 10 years ago. I don't know what's up with that guy. And they're paying him a lot of money. He threatened to sue the NFL, or did sue him. Another person just threatens with lawsuits. Angelo's on White Settlement. It's past Carroll about 3 blocks. Just put Angelo's in your MapQuest or whatever. Okay, getting a question here. Well, it's not a question, she's already asked it. A lady sent me a copy of a photo from a relative that lived in Fort Worth. I did verify that your relative did live in Fort Worth Yes, in 1872 and 3. Here's the problem, and I'm not sure Glenn's in. I'm not sure that the letter that you took a picture of and sent me that talks about Hell's Half Acre and Wide Earp and this, that, and the other. I really didn't read it all the way through, but the reason why that I don't think it's for real, the date was 1873, if I remember correctly. June or July of 1873, is that correct? It was a typewritten letter. The only problem with your letter is that it has capitals and small letters. There was no shift key in any typewriter until typewriter was invented in 1867. It was later, much later, 78, I think, or 79. All the letters were capitals. So whoever wrote the letter, if they were trying to, if you said you had purchased it, I don't think it's real. I mean, I think somebody typed it. I don't know how much you paid for it, but I would call them up and say, you might ought to do your research before. Oh, I'm positive. The first 1867 to 1877, I think. all typewriters, there was no shift key. It was only one size letter. They were all capitals. You can Google it. But I mean, I know that because I authenticate old letters and stuff, and it's amazing what people will go through to fool people and steal their money, like these wanted posters. I've had over the years many people tell me I bought these 4 wanted posters and they all have their pictures on them. That's a lie to start with. Very few, I mean less than a handful, had any photographs. Now, there was wanted posters or wanted printed sheets that gave descriptions but no photos. Number one, a tintype photo back then, which is what they were called, you had to wear a back brace so that you could stay completely still, because if you didn't, it would not come out. And they would hold the deal up the flash, and I mean, it's... So don't anybody go out there and buy. And if you actually do find an actual real wanted poster, you ain't going to buy it for a few $100s. It'd be thousands. Billy the Kid, that there was not really a poster. That was in the newspaper. The governor put a wanted deal on the second page of the newspaper. Governor Critton did, or whatever his name was. But so, just always remember that the stuff back in the mid 1800s, Civil War days and all of that, it was entirely different than the way we live today. You didn't have the modern typewriter. Typewriter wasn't invented until 1867. And it was also all capital letters. So that, to me, your letter, that automatically, to me, said that it's not real. How much did you have to pay for it, if you don't mind my asking? You're embarrassed? Okay, that's all right. If you know how to get a hold of the person, tell them Larry O'Neill said it was a fake. And give him my phone number. Sorry. I wished I would have. You know, I tried to research your relative. He was still around in 1905, because I've got a 1904, 05, and 06 telephone directory. And he was in the 1905 directory. Not in the 4 or the 6. But that's not uncommon. Different people took the information down, and but he actually had a telephone number in 1905, and he lived on Missouri. That's the only. I've got more stuff and research material than the library, and that's the only thing I could find. I didn't do a deep dive, but I spent 3 or 4 hours looking, and I couldn't find him in any of the... You can go online and get the Star Telegram's archives, and then you just put his name in there, and it'll pull up whatever. The Democrat was the other paper, I don't think. In fact, Star Telegram wasn't a Star Telegram in the 1800s. No, but there were 3 or 4 papers. You might be able to go down to the main library that's, I guess it's finished out on Camp Bowie, and spend some time down there in their archive department. That lady is very knowledgeable. She can help you, show you how to research, work those machines, and you can spend days down there. That before the internet came out, I'd go down there on Sunday as soon as they opened, and stayed till 4 or 5 in the afternoon, just trying to research my own family's stuff. But now you've got the internet, you don't even have to leave your house. So But you know, the information in the letter was kind of credible. It didn't say that, and I can't say that what he said is not true. Wyatt Earp was here. I don't think it was that year. He had left Indian Territory. He stole a horse, so he was on the run. And Cole Younger's brother, or Cole Younger, dealt Pharaoh at the Stag Saloon. And Earp's brother, one of Earp's brothers, he actually lived here for about 2 years. But Wyatt didn't stay long. He played cards, and you know, back in those days, Wyatt was a pimp. He had prostitutes. That first, in the movie, the gal that was Maddie Blaylock, that's true, and she was a prostitute before she met Wyatt. In fact, he pimped her out. And then they never married, but they lived together. So the information and they didn't print anything in there or put anything in there that was too sensationalism, because they knew that you'd probably try to go to the ends of the earth to research it. But, you know, the letter, you know it's not real. When I say it's not real, I mean it was not typed on the month, day, and year that they put in that corner. Because every typewriter back then had all it didn't have a shift key. So all typewriters prior to, I think, 1878, from the invention, 1867, it was all caps. $500? Woo. I don't know if you can go to the police. You can call them, ask the detective. You got swindled. Is the person you bought it from on our group too? If they know that you're on to them, they might clear out of town. But a person like that weighs on. I want to find out if he or she, whoever it is, got your information off our group, and I need to get him off there, or her, whoever it is. So I'll tell you what, when we go off the air, why don't you give me a call sometime today, and I'll talk to you about it. I got some friends down there in the detective department. They can tell us what. No, Scout's Honor. That letter was supposedly typed in 1873. You can just Google it and figure it out right quick. It was 1878, I think, before they put the shift key in. In fact, I'll Google it. When was the typewriter invented, and when did it have a shift key? In 1873, the guy that invented it, Carlos Giddens, sold his rights to Remington Arms Company, and they devised improvements in 1870. They added a shift key in 1878 to give the letters the option of lowercase or uppercase. See? So your letters in 1873, it was all caps. Well, and you know what? I'm not even real sure. Yeah, it was all caps. They were all the same size, let's put it that way. There was no, at the start of the sentence or whatever, there was no capital letter and then small letters. So they were all caps until 1878. And heck, I bet it was 1880 before those even became commonplace, I would think. Well, Brittany, somebody retyped it. He sold it to her. So, he sold it to her as an original letter, or she, whoever the person is. So, but they weren't smart enough to know that if they were trying to sell it as a typewritten letter in 1873, they should have made it with all caps. And see, the people that do that, you have to get the paper from back then. And the paper is not the same as it is today. And a lot of people will bury it outside in the implements, in the dirt and stuff to make it look old. There's all kinds of ways people try to perpetrate historic stuff as real. But that letter is not, the contents might be real. He might have heard, or she might have heard the information about this person, but this guy or lady sold the letter to our customer, our member, as being authentic from 1873. And that's not possible. If it was, he had the only typewriter in the world that typed with uppercase and lowercase letters before 1878 or 79. See, a lot of people, when they're looking for a quick buck fast, and they don't even do their own research to figure out how to do it correctly. But those wanted posters, I bet you there's thousands of them sold every week. Oh, I got a wanted poster from the Old West, or there just wasn't very few. Very, very few. The John Wilkes Booth, those posters, trying to think, that did have Booth's picture on it. That was in the 1860s, but that's the guy that killed the President of the United States. And plus, his photo was known all over the world, really, because he was, there's people called him the most handsome man or prettiest man in the world. John Wilkes Booth. Okay, so we're eating at Angelo's. So I'm going to continue that $20 deal on the headlights to keep some stuff going. Surely after a week or two more, this rain has got to get out of here. Anybody else? Anybody else got anything that they're... Marquette is in. What day? Rosie's off on Tuesdays. Tuesdays and Saturdays and Sundays. Yes, she has her green card. I've seen it. I got pictures of it. It's a shame she had to go to jail for 2 months to... Jesus. Anybody else got anything? Let me see what, did the Rangers, are they winning, losing, or what? Texas Rangers baseball. They are 29 and 35, so they've fallen way down. And they are going to play today in Washington at 12:35. The Nationals, I guess that's in Washington. Yeah, Washington Nationals. They're 4.5 games out. So if Bochy's gonna have another World Series winner, somebody says he has one and then they miss the next year and then they come back and win it again, he's gonna have to go some this time. The runoff is on today, 7-7, I assume. Well, talking about those barbecue places, I did a car for our Optimus Club member. Yeah, and he was talking about what was he talking about? I can't remember now what my train of thought was. Oh, he was talking about that they have a tree lot in Austin that sells thousands of trees, but it's in a much bigger area than Farrington Field over here. So I think he told me they ordered 800 trees this year, but nothing over 10 foot except for 2. They ordered for Marty Leonard between 10 and 12 foot. She likes 2 big trees. So I think they either ordered 700 or they ordered 800. But last year I think the number was 800 last year, and they sold all of them but 80. And so then he called me and we started broadcasting, and a lot of people went. They just had them laying down there on the ground at Farrington, in front of Farrington, and they went in one day. Jeff Norman. In fact, he told me he had the guy, the play Eamon, the guy that played Eamon, spoke at their, or is gonna speak at their next meeting, or he's already spoken. The retired school teacher, Delkus. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I was one of the first people to see it. They wanted me to see it, to see the authenticity, which it was spot on, except every other word that in the play is gosh darn. You can imagine with Eamon it was not that word. Yeah, Eamon was pretty vocal. I'm trying to see here. What is a bad remark about Jody that you're talking about? We don't do politics, so I don't know what his politics are, nor do I care. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to post a prayer request. We've got a lot of people that there's no update on Gene. He still sleeps most of the time. He's on his last deal. He was real active in the group. They used to come to a lot of the lunch club meetings. He liked Angelo's. So did Renee. Renee's been gone now for a few months. So anyway, I'm gonna go over to the other side and see. Rosie wanted me to look at something on the equipment. She's not here today. But if you haven't voted, go out there and vote. We have that one runoff election. I think that's it that I know of. And y'all join us for lunch at Angelo's at 1. Oh, I was going to tell you, Jeff Marvin was talking about that Terry Black's, I forget, Lockhart is where they started or whatever. But there's two Blacks. One of them's Terry Black's and the other one's just Black's Barbecue. I didn't know this. He explained it to me. They split off years and years and years ago. I'll research it, but he said there's two Blacks. Terry Black's, which kind of is the one expanding, and then just Black's. I guess it's just down there in Lockhart. But that Terry Black's on 7th Street, it's good barbecue. There's no question. It's kind of expensive, but it's good barbecue. And I asked him about that Goldie's, and he said you got to stand. He said there's people go over at 4 or 5 in the morning and wait till 10 when they open. So you got to be a magician to even get in there and sit down and eat. Crazy. Okay, boys and girls, I gotta take care of business. Thank you. Oh, let me do the sponsors. Yeah. Yep, we gotta do the sponsors. There's our pet deal. Scott needs to change that to the one that says, bring us inside and have cool water for us. Winstead Paint and Body, Clay Winstead. They're on White Settlement Road, a block west of Roberts Cutoff. Scott is our IT guru. He can build you a website or help you with technical issues, whatever you got. All the Blue Mountain Cafes, there's 5 of them. I tell you what, their food is always, it never varies. It's always consistent. Stingers is their sports bar, and it's in the old Mark Dean building on the service road of 199 and Main and James Street in Azle. Fort Worth Florist, Jeanette and her team over there do a great job. They've sent a lot of flowers out for y'all. I've used them a couple of times. Dickie Carr is Richard Carr's nephew, and he does, his company is Grateful for Your Trees. They do everything to do with trees. They'll cut it down, they'll trim them, they'll grind the stump down. They do flower beds, retaining walls, bobcat work, haul off, landscaping, privacy fences. Give them a call. They're ready and willing and able to go. G2 Garage is in the White Settlement and Fort Worth area. They're super good mechanics, and they want your business. Phelps Family Auto Care is in Burleson. They also draw a lot of people from Fort Worth area. I've never had anything but great reviews for them. Stroud Auto Supply, Danny Stroud, is in the Riverside, Haltom City area. Schwartz and Hanson is our architect sponsors. They've been with us for many years, and they are very active in the bicycle giveaway. Rex's Bar and Grill, we're going to have our birthday party there next month on July 19th from 10 o'clock to, I think, 1 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning until right after lunch. And it's in the old Macaroni Grill building. Same parking lot as Old South Pancake House, which is also Rex Benson's company. Tri-State Dent, they do hail damage, door dings, minor dents. Jason and his team they'll send their representatives out. They come to you. They'll work with you on your deductible if they can. Rains Plumbing, a family-owned business that has done a great job with everybody that's used them with our group. So They pride themselves on their customer satisfaction. Andrew Wallace and Chasen Smith, they together own the company American Senior Benefits of North Texas. These guys know Medicare or Medicaid upside down, inside out, and everything else. Call them. Charlie Guerin's Railhead Barbecue, state rep. He's on the board of directors at my bicycle giveaway, Larry's Kids. We eat at his place often. He's really into that bicycle giveaway too. Some of these people, politicians and such, will come by to do a photo op. Not Charlie. He's putting bicycles in the trunks of cars and backs of trucks. Last year we had a little lull about 9:45, I think, and I went over there and I said, Charlie, you think you can make a phone call to somebody? He had Deborah Ferguson on the phone with Channel 8. She put it on the air and boom, 200 more cars appeared instantly. Old South Pancake House. There's two locations, one on University. It's 24/7, and the other one is in Burleson, and they close like at 10 o'clock at night. Jenny Stewart, State Farm Insurance. All of those big three, State Farm, Allstate, and Farmers, they all have about the same coverage. It's just who can you save money with. So it costs you absolutely nothing to call State Farm, Jenny's team, and find out what they'll give you the same insurance for. See if you save money. Brandon Cross Electric, he's been with us now a few years. Great, they're commercial and residential. If you need anything to do with electrical, Cross Electric is the folks to use. K Ranch Roofing, Jorge Hernandez, he's been with us many years as a roofing contractor. With all these storms and everything that's going on, you don't know if you got roof damage or not. Call and you'll get Bree. She's the office manager, and she'll set up a time that's good for you and good for them to send one of their representatives out that can tell you if your roof needs work or doesn't. And they don't charge for that. Fort Worth Lumber Company, they're down on I-35 South. I was just down there about a month ago. Huge complex. So if you need building materials, plans, you just want to go down there and bounce some ideas off their experts, they're there. Coburn's Catering, Steve Coburn. They've been in business since 1946. They originally had over there on North Main Coburn's Cafeteria. I used to eat there when I was a kid. I had a job at one of my uncle's plants on North Main. And it was just like a Luby's or Colonial Cafeteria. They had a good cafeteria there. Dickie Carr, Sand and Gravel. That's Pat and Richard Carr. Richard was just in here the other day, and he's kind of been under the weather. We need to say a prayer for both Pat and Richard. Very active in the community, always willing to help. Dana Lang, Realtor. Dana sells Cowtown. She's also very knowledgeable about Cowtown history. Doug Peacock's A-Bird AC and Heating. If you think that your unit is not putting out what it should, or if it's making noises or whatever, call and get it checked. He said it costs $95 to have their people come out and take a look and give you an idea, a report card on your heat and air unit. Eric Walsh, real estate developer, very active on the board of directors at Larry's Kids. Good guy. Yellow Snake Horses, Brazos River Ranch. Her name is Rhonda. You go down Interstate 20 to Millsap, takes you about an hour, and she has between 180 and 200 acres down there on the Brazos. You do not have to be an experienced horseback rider. They work with all ages. You do need to make an appointment now because they book up. And today is going to be a beautiful day to ride horses. You can ride for almost 2 hours for $75, and you're out of the city. You won't believe how much nicer you'll like it down in the country. Okay, so I've got to go down the highway here. Don't forget, if you're buying any historical stuff, old photos, all that stuff, I'm just saying probably 95% of the stuff that's out there is fake. And I own a ton of photos. My uncle's photos, Jack White, if you go to the Fort Worth City website and you click The Way We Were, all of his photos are on the city's website. Jack's collection is a few thousand, and they're on display at UTA, Arlington. He was also the photographic expert on the Warren Commission, the assassination committee. He proved the backyard photo with the gun and the rifle and Lee Harvey was fake. Okay, boys and girls, y'all come eat lunch with us. I have some good barbecue over at Angelo's. Besides that, be safe. Please be respectful. And yes, I've cut off all anonymous posting. If you can't tell us who you are, we don't want to know. How about that? And a lady got real upset and said, I'm going to turn you into you can turn me into whoever, lady. It's my group. We had people making some real disrespectful posts, and they would hide behind anonymous. Not anymore. And you can try it all you want, it won't let you, because I've disabled that ability. I originally turned it off the political group, and now I turned it off with the memories group too. So if you got something to say, just post it up there and kick it around. Okay, I'm going to go out here and get started. It's already 10 o'clock, so I'll be heading to Angelo.